right. This both happened to both of us right before you moved at the same time. We both hit kind of a wall, which was very frustrating for me, and I feel and equally as frustrating for you, I'm sure, because it was both like, I think it kind of, it's, at least for me, I'll speak for myself and you can maybe speak for how it was for you, but for me it was very much a like, I was doing some content stuff, but then like I hit a wall with that. That was the first thing I hit a wall on, was like I was doing some content stuff and I hit a wall on that, and there was no way I could just not. I think I even told you, like, I got on to do a podcast episode, a solo episode, and I literally started recording for like 10 minutes and then just turned it off and deleted it all and like stopped doing it. I was like, I just can't do it right now. Which then for me turned into a musical block of like, I felt like I was just sitting at my computer not making anything interesting for a while. Yeah. And it was just like, I mean, I was still doing the stuff I needed to do to get my bills paid, but you know, I just hit that like roadblock of, I just am not inspired really to do anything right now. I don't know. What was your kind of experience with that?
I mean, it's also funny because I texted you on your birthday. Being like, dude, I can't make it. It was funny. I said happy birthday on Instagram. And then later that day tried to record a video. And then I'm like, dude, it's terrible. And then I'm like, oh, yeah.
Also happy birthday. Also happy birthday. Yeah.
But no, for me, it's I almost have to separate it out of like being uninspired, because I've had moments where I don't feel inspired to do stuff and I have to push through it. It's not
the right word, I don't think, that I'm feeling.
Because for me it wasn't just like I mean, I kind of dissected it after the fact and was able to sort of reverse engineer what was happening, but basically it was a point of like, I'm taking one step forward in a direction I don't want to go. And that ended up being what it was for me. It was like, I literally had a video prepped. I had, highlighted everything. I had everything prepped for an editor. Outlined something in Google Docs, had a session ready to go, and just all of it was there. And I've done it so many times. I just hit record and I'm just like, this feels agonizing right now. And it's just, it wasn't fun.
Nails on a chalkboard. Yep.
It was terrible. And eventually I was just like, what is wrong with me? Can I make videos anymore?
Yeah, exactly.
I've made like close to 100. Can I make these anymore?
That was the same for me for the podcast thing. I literally got on, I was like, I've done almost 150 episodes of a podcast.
Yeah.
And for some reason right now, I can't talk. I can't think. And every part of me I want to throw up standing here trying to talk into a camera right now.
Literally.
And I don't. So was it similarly for you on the music side, or was this mainly on the video side as well?
It was kind of a bit of both. It was just like, I didn't have, after sort of dissecting it a little bit, it was either I didn't have a Northern Star that I was really passionate about, that I was going towards, or it was the inverse. I had a Northern Star I felt like I needed to go towards, and I actually didn't want to go towards it at all. It was in both categories of that. It's and funny enough, I feel like I found the both answers for both of those right now
in the same star.
Yeah. Just because what I realized with my YouTube channel, because for anyone who's listening and I haven't seen it, it was a lot of me remaking specific songs from like indie pop artists, and like literally like, okay, here is this Band Camino song. Let me listen to it and recreate it track by track by track, and then show you what I've done. And that's how I build the majority of my channel up. I'm at 15,000 subscribers, and it was like, okay, I guess I gotta keep doing this. And there was just like an element of like, man, I do not care about recreating one more song perfectly. And it was like, there was this turning point where I was just like, I would rather just make content about me making my own song.
Yeah.
and or like a video of me just making a song from scratch. And I kind of dabbled with that a little bit, and views tanked
Yeah.
so quickly. And which makes sense.
Well,
It's like
sure.
this is the
It's
opposite.
not what people signed up for
Yeah,
by
and I
subscribing. Yeah.
respect that. And I think the reason I kept doing the recreations for so long was because I've always had a thought process of I want to respect people subscribe to me.
Sure.
If you've given me a subscription saying I want to see more of this, I want to honor that. But eventually I just got to a point where I'm like, this avenue of just making content, recreating other people's stuff, I don't even want to be here right now, and making another video like this is pushing me even farther down this road. And I'm like, I don't want to go there. And so recently, what I've started doing is live streaming, and I've live streamed a couple of times. I think I'm probably going to keep it on YouTube just because
Sure.
Twitch is weird and unstable right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Did you have you seen some of the more recent stuff? Like, I think Ludwig and Biggie and Charlie have kind of all talked about.
Yep.
It's been a little bit wacky in the Twitch world recently. So yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with your statement. Also, they just added a thing where you can duplicate your live stream over to Shorts, and people
Yeah.
can click into your live stream from a Shorts feed, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Basically, also with YouTube, you already have your subscriber count, and
Yeah.
even though subscribers don't mean anything on YouTube anymore, it's still more likely that you will be served to somebody who is a subscriber on YouTube than whatever 50 or 100 people who are following you on Twitch.
Yes, true. And even then, it's like the way that I've seen YouTube work from like a small channel perspective, because I have like 3 that all, and I run one for another company, and from what I've seen with growing channels, it's like the tail is a lot more difficult to deal with on smaller channels because the sample sizes they get are so small in the beginning. So like, if you don't make a video that basically every single one of your subscribers watches within the first like 3 or 4 days of you posting that video's probably gonna not do great.
Yeah.
And then like maybe in like a month it'll start to get reserved, and then they'll try to find a new audience, but like it's gonna be a rough go of it.
Yeah.
Early on.
But basically, I found that YouTube felt a little bit more of a natural place to stream. So I streamed and just made a song from scratch. And it's like, this feels like the interlocking of like what I want to be doing for my career in showing that to people. Before, I was trying to get people to hire me to just produce their song for them, which I'm still down to do.
Sure.
I'm not shutting down my production business, but there was a side of me that's like, I like writing songs. The part that's fun for me, that's always been fun for me, is starting with a very basic idea, starting that and being like, okay, what's the story of this? Like,
Sure.
what's the comic book world that this song wants to live in, and start planning that out. And like, oh, well, I did a stream where I was inspired by like 5 Seconds of Summer, sort of like industrial pop. And then I was like, oh, well, what if we pull in a little bit of John Wick and a little bit of like absolute Batman?
Yeah.
And that made me come alive in a way that I haven't had for my YouTube channel.
I also really like
years.
that you put your references on the screen. I'm probably going to steal that because that's genius. That's genius. I love that because that immediately makes me go, just like as a viewer, makes me go, how is this going to be? Like, what is the amalgamation of these things that I'm looking at right now? Especially as a person who just read the Absolute Batman like first volume, and I'm like, that's a wild pull.
Yeah, but that's also the thing, is I care so much about like just people who are like regular songwriters and like have a habit of being a songwriter. You're also like pulling in influences like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what sessions feel like most of the time
For sure.
for me. Like when I've been in sessions with people where we've all written a song that it's really cool, but like, dude, let's write there was a house that I was at that was doing like a bunch of writing sessions. And my friend Alex was in one of them, and they were just like, dude, what if they were playing Smash Bros way too long because it's a writing house. And of course they are.
Because of,
and they were just like, they wrote like a K-pop song called Three Stock, and it like hit so hard.
What a great, that's a great name for a song.
It
like
went
if I
so
see that,
hard.
if I see that in a track listing, I'm listening to that immediately.
Yeah, but it's like that's a great example of just like the good sessions are like pulling from something else. And I'm now at a point where I'm not that excited to like sit down with Ableton and just make something for the sake of making something anymore. There needs to be something else like, oh, I saw a movie that like I watched the original Jaws that is in re-release in theaters right now. And it's just like, I want to write something creepy and like unsettling,
a little
on a
soundtracky
level.
yeah
Or, and it could even be like what I end up making doesn't even end up sounding like Jaws. It could be like I make it a little more horny and anthemic,
but that's where
like
it starts. It starts from that seed of like the Jaws is the beginning, and then it goes into other places after that.
Yeah. And like that's the stuff that like if you're a friend with me in real life, I'm obsessed with, is like how like living your life and all those experiences can be turned into art. And I also felt like my content wasn't showing my personality at all.
Yeah.
Like I am a goofy, weird person in real life. And I felt like every video I was doing was like, today I'm going to tell you how I made this exact drum kit.
So let's talk about this, because I feel the exact same way, which is like, I'm a dork and I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to a lot of stuff. And I do feel like, because I mean, you've seen a lot of the content I've made with like other people that I haven't made by myself. And like, I feel like when I'm making content by myself, it's way more like, here I am explaining a thing. I am very structured. I know what I'm talking about. Whereas like if I am even on this podcast, or like the one I do with Brooks about video games, or the one I do with Aaron about like pop culture stuff, it's like I'm way dumber on those. I'm way more stupid on those. And I will just make like a weird joke just because I don't know. I feel like that is something that and maybe it's just because like the topic of what I'm talking about feels more educational, quote unquote. So it's like, I feel like I need to be less like, I need to be more straightforward.
I think it could also just be that you're a social person. Like when we talked about this when you had your similar sort of crash out on content, where you're just like, I literally cannot do this anymore. And like when we talked through what it was, it's just like, oh, it's because you're trying to do it yourself. The second you throw in one other person doing it with you, it becomes easy for you.
Oh, easily. Well, and also I have this really bad habit of like, if I know somebody's relying on me to do a thing, I will show up and do it and be good at it. Yeah. But if I don't have somebody relying on me to do something, I will be lazy about it 100% of the time.